And we're live.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? This is Brad the Impaler. I'm streaming with Sinatra.
Yellow.
So I guess we're just going to talk about pretty much random shit.
It's fine with me.
Cool. So did you see? I tweeted something earlier. It was like from the government in the UK. I think it was. Somebody said something on 4chan that they're getting investigated.
I was actually just looking at that. I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah, I looked at that. I'm not, I haven't fact checked it. I don't know if it's real, or if it's just, some kind of hoax. But it really looks to me like somebody's being prosecuted for something they said on 4chan.
It looks pretty genuine.
Yeah, it does,
And
especially since they blacked out some information.
yeah, it honestly doesn't surprise me though. I know they've been going after places like 4chan and Poll for a while.
Yeah, yeah,
The anonymous chat rooms are such a shitstorm at times that it doesn't surprise me at all that they'd start going after them.
yeah. And well, at the same time, the reason people like those places is because you can just speak freely and not have to worry about that stuff.
Oh yeah, I loved 4chan. I've been going on 4chan since I was a little shit. But,
Yeah, same here.
but seeing the climate and the way people are talking to each other now, it doesn't surprise me at all that someone's going to try to find people's information on there and go after them in legal ways.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if they think they can. And in the UK, they have some kind of strict laws over there when it comes to what hate speech is and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're getting wonky over there. I remember, I think it was the first time Milo was on the Rubin Report, and I was like, "There's no way it's that bad. It's that bad. It's getting worse."
Yeah, it's something I didn't expect. I can say that much. That our freedoms would be taken so quickly like this, and by people who are just crying about, oh, my fifis are being hurt. Like, I didn't think that was going to be the thing.
Yeah, me neither. But I remember when I was a kid watching old George Carlin stand up, and he would talk about stuff like this too.
Yeah,
and he was like as far left as you could go back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now rewatching some of his stuff now, he sounds almost like an alt-right person.
Yeah, he kind of does.
He used to refer to political correctness as one of the greatest cancers of society, and it's all coming true.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and he was one of the ones that really wanted to break those standards too. He came up with the words that you can't say on television and repeated them over and over and over.
Oh yeah, and that's what most people loved about him then and still do now, is he just didn't give a fuck. And now that's wait, I can swear, right? I know it's a little late.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the things now is to not give a fuck, you have to almost entirely be on the right about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, again, the left is all about the fifis. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to associate myself with that.
Well, they're about the fifis of some things. Other things they don't care.
Yeah.
I've been on Twitter most of the day, not being a productive member of society, reading I just Twitter searched "accept white people." Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's insane the stuff they put up there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's stuff that, first off, you can't be racist against a white person.
Yeah, that's totally true. I forgot about that. Sorry.
That's apparently the talking point.
I thought racism was anything involving race, and silly me, it's just anything involving everybody except white people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was taught in school. That's what my parents taught me.
Yeah, you should be nice to everybody, and now that's just not the case at all.
Exactly. And
be nice to anybody who agrees with you, I think is what they meant.
Yeah. No, I'm all about, like, that is my main purpose, is to protect the freedoms of everybody. So, on my channel or on my streams, you'll hear me say, fuck this, fuck that. And everybody else can say, fuck this, fuck that. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. It's weird times we're in. And
yeah,
I think of people who have kids right now, and I go, what are their kids going to be taught if what we taught we were taught in school. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 23. If the things
26.
if the things we were taught in school, 'cause we were in school at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If and things are so radically different now than they were then, what are children now or our children going to have to go through?
Right. Yeah.
And
It's
like, I'm surprised because isn't there some law in New York where you have to call people by their gender pronouns?
I think there's something like that. Yeah.
And I think maybe I just don't care enough, but I'm not going to take the time to learn 55 different things like that. I have too much info already crammed in my head. I
Yeah.
don't need to memorize 55 pronouns. Imagine how much worse it's going to get when our children have to go through that.
Yeah. It's going to get people to the point where they're just quiet. They're just not saying anything to each other because they're afraid of offending each other. And so ideas go unchallenged. It just becomes a whole mess of non-communication.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess that's what they want, the way they try to shout people down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's much easier to push your agenda when no one else is allowed to speak, or else they're a bigot.
That's one of the last videos I did was the dangers of an echo chamber. And I see it more and more in my group of friends. I live in Ohio, super lefty area in Ohio. I live right outside of Cleveland.
Okay, yeah,
So all of my friends, we all get together, and I try to avoid politics because it always ends in a fight. Not like a fist fight, but an argument.
right, yeah,
And they all will sit there and agree with one another. And then when I say something, even because one of my friends is the super feminist, the blue hair, the facial producer, and I can tolerate her except when it comes to anything political or cultural.
yeah,
And if you say anything, even the most remote thing, like the wage gap, that's total bullshit. You realize that, right? I think you make more money than me, even though we don't work the same job. They all lose their mind, and they look at me like I'm an asshole, and I'm like, look it up yourself.
yeah.
It's
Well,
not that difficult.
I'm not sure if it was something that it was passed or something that they're talking about doing, but there's an initiative in some country, I can't remember, where they're talking about paying people, paying women more, adding more onto their paycheck based on an average between male and female pay rate, and then
For
paying
the
that difference.
position?
Yeah, no, not per position, just throughout the company.
What? That's so they're going to pay women more
Yes,
from
more than men, and that's equality.
what the? And I guarantee you, every man in that company has not said a word about it.
Yeah, well,
Because that's getting fired for sure.
Yep, and maybe even a lawsuit for sexual harassment and sexism and harassment in the workplace.
That I forget who was talking about it, but they hit it perfectly. It's a pendulum, and it's going way far up on the left.
Yeah.
And I think Trump getting elected is right where it hit its peak.
Yeah.
And hopefully now it's going to start swinging down because some of this stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't want things to go too far right.
Yeah, well, no.
I will start making anti-right videos. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't think the right's perfectly saintish in all of their stuff either.
No, not in all ways. No, I mean, not to dog on Republicans or anything, but they have a history. The party has a history.
Well, I think over the past at least 18 months, the party's been split up into a bunch of different things.
Oh, it's been fractured. It has been turned into just fragments of what it was.
And you can either call it like how they just the alt-right or the right, but then there's the neocons, and there was a whole cruise cons. Remember those guys?
Yep.
It's fractured, but see, that's the thing is we can disagree with each other on the right. We can disagree. Well, I don't know if you're on the right necessarily. I think you are, though.
I'm a right-leaning libertarian, so
we can disagree with each other and have actual conversations, but the minute you like lean in on a left conversation where they're disagreeing, they're really not disagreeing. It's if you're left, you automatically are okay with abortion and gay marriage and all that stuff. You can't have a differing opinion on it. It's just they all agree with each other, no matter what it is.
It's identity politics.
definitely identity politics. But one of the things that always kind of, I wouldn't say rubbed me the wrong way, but it kind of like perked my ears up was how feminists, Black Lives Matter, and Islam apologists all work together. It's like none of you guys are achieving the same goals. Why are you working together?
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's. I want to take a look at that letter. I'm going to pull that up. I have that on my stream somewhere, or on my feed somewhere. I want to look at that letter because this is official. I mean, if this is real, this is official government stepping in, trying to tell people how to talk. Let's see here. Open image in a new tab. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So it says, "Dear Mr." and it's blanked out. "You are to appear at Derby Magistrates Court on Tuesday, 29th November at 1:20 p.m. in connection with racist posts made on the and then blanked out website www.4chan.org under the username blank." It's a username. On the 7th of November. Following intelligence gathering with your internet service provider, you will be asked to make a statement in regards to these posts and also relating to abusive language directed towards certain politicians.
Whoa. Maybe that's what could have caused it, but
that may
username on a 4chan?
Yeah, maybe you know, it's the government, they're stupid and they took that little anonymous ID they give you.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Because that's a short little character thing right there.
Yep. So the last line of this before the signature is, "Thank you very much for your cooperation in advance. Attending court is not optional."
Thank you for cooperating. You have to do it anyway.
Exactly.
Jeez. I wonder what he said. Or what is being referenced.
Yeah, something. I mean, he may have just been saying Hitler did nothing wrong.
Well, I mean, that's all it'll take.
I used to work for a gaming company. I won't say which one, but in the EU, when somebody would say something like Hitler did nothing wrong, we actually had to ban them and report them to the police.
Whoa.
Yeah, for talk like that. So it was very, very real, and it was based on their laws. It was something we had to do. It wasn't optional.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what the police do with that information.
I don't know. I mean, we just report it. It's sent to some kind of bin over there where they look through it. But it's crazy.
Earlier this week, I had a guy from my hometown where I grew up, as I went to school, high school there. He got arrested for tweeting threats at the president. He went to the same high school I did.
Mm-hmm.
Tweeting threats at the president, threatening to bomb poll places, threatening to assassinate Trump. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you at least getting investigated for that.
Oh yeah, I think he had Secret Service come to his house.
Yeah, they take stuff like that seriously. You're allowed to do it, but there are consequences, like you're going to be investigated.
Oh, for sure. And with the way people act now, it doesn't surprise me at all if it could have been at least maybe true.
Yeah.
I was just watching videos of the protests, and I made a video not too long ago about violence on the left.
Right.
And I went into a little history lesson saying there's nothing new about it, because I had a chat with Bryden Proctor, and I asked him that question. It's like, is this new, or are we just noticing it? He's like, this has been happening forever.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at it honestly, okay? The Jim Crow laws, back when those were a thing, were put in policy by the Democrats.
Yeah, and that's what my research turned up. It took me almost 5 days to make this half-hour video.
Yeah,
because of all the research I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jim Crow laws. The Colfax Massacre was probably one of the worst things I ever learned that happened. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then all the way up to Trump protesters getting punched in the face by random people.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about this on a stream, and I think it was a stream with Roaming Millennial when we did On the Spike. I brought up that there was a Black Lives Matter protest happening, and an African American walked up and was filming, and he was asking critical questions of the protesters.
How dare he?
And they kicked his ass.
Jesus.
They ganged up on him. They beat him. And it was all because he was just asking some questions and didn't seem to be on their side.
Well, that's another danger of an echo chamber is if, and I think that's more of a primal thing. Like you're with your tribe, and no, I don't mean tribe in a bad way.
I was going to say that could seem really racist.
Well, I guess it could have, but I mean, like
Yeah.
you're with your group of people and
Yeah.
you're doing your group activity. You
No
have
matter
the mob
no matter who
mentality.
you are, that we our DNA that's ingrained in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they saw him as a threat to their group or their tribe or whatever. And I don't know what other way to call it other than a tribe. It's not racist,
Right.
I promise.
Well, it's us versus the other. It's that kind of mentality.
Yeah, and the other
Mhm.
is automatically considered white.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
us is considered literally everything else,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
except when a black dude or a Hispanic or
Well,
an
he's an
Asian
Uncle
guy,
Tom.
they the San Jose video.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe that person exists, and she's gonna have Thanksgiving dinner in a few days,
Yeah.
and I wonder what her family thinks.
Yeah. Well,
Like, do they know what she does in her spare time?
and uh, we have to blame the parents, okay,
Yeah, you kinda
for
have
what's
to.
happening in all of this because you don't get that way on your own, and of course the media has a lot to do with it. Oh, look, Skullduggery is here. How you doing? The media has a lot to do with it, but still, you were raised with that kind of mentality. You had to.
It's got to be a mixture of the parents and the
Society.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
You're right. At a certain point, you do have to start looking around to see where it's coming from. I grew up in an entirely Democratic family,
Oh yeah.
and I bought a "Make America Great Again" shirt just because I knew it would piss off the right people in my family,
Mhm.
and nobody could talk to me about it because I just be like, "This is how it is. This is what I think of it."
Right.
All right, whatever. You're wrong.
Right.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. And I grew up in a kind of right wing family. And I found a lot of the right wing ideas. I was like, well, that's really restrictive. That's kind of taking away this right and taking away that right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the way it's starting to go.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was like, okay, so I kind of came out of my family a little bit more liberal than them, but not far left. I'm going to invite Skullduggery in. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right.
More than it.
I'm gonna give him the link real quick.
I've been wasting most of my day looking up except white people on Twitter and watching Gavin McInnes videos. That man is hilarious.
Who was it again?
Gavin McInnes.
Oh, I've seen him. He's Rebel Media, right?
Yeah. He is so funny.
Yeah, I have. I've seen him, and the couple things I watched. I was watching something. It was an SJW video or something like that, and they were talking about him. So I think they took a lot of what he was saying out of context. But the things I was seeing on that channel made me not like him. But I'm going to have to look into him because I know he's probably pretty good.
I think he's a comedian first and then a social commentator second because he made a video or he was in a movie last year.
Mm.
And he was with Milo right after Orlando happened. He gave that speech with Milo down there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's actually where I found him. The guy's hilarious.
I DM'd him that link. Let's see.
Maybe he's too cool for us. So I checked out part of your stream with Roaming Millennial.
Yeah.
And I noticed a big thing you guys talked about was the thing with Lacey.
Yeah, yeah.
See, now I, too, am part of the group that was reported by Lacey.
Oh, okay.
And I'm starting to wonder if it's actually her or if she has like little minions scouring the internet.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible. But what I do know is that Well, okay, so she does have there. She has hardcore fans, these white knights or these
The White
female,
Knights.
yeah, whatever they are, and they will literally go and report a video for Lacey and then tweet Lacey about it.
Yeah, isn't that how Roman got caught?
Yeah, that is exactly how Roaming got her strike or whatever that was. It was crazy.
And that's YouTube oppression. I don't know how else to put it.
Oh yeah,
It's a big channel punching down on a little channel.
yeah.
And then what's his face? Philip DeFranco? Yeah, I think I want to
Yeah.
say that's his name. He says something about it, and then she tells him to go fuck himself on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh,
It's
but
hilarious.
okay. So again, on the Lacey Green thing. Okay, so she right before the election, results and returns came in. She's like, okay, everybody, no matter who wins, we all have to stick together and
I saw
love.
that.
And then when Trump won, she goes, "You racist, misogynist, fuck you, white America." Wait a minute. And then she released a video like the next day or something, and I did a video on it. And
That's the video I got hit for because I did a video on that too.
yeah, so I did a video on that, and she's like, but we have to love, we have to do this, and I'm like, but what about that tweet that you still haven't deleted? I was able to screenshot it. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that all went right out the window.
Yep.
I think someone popped in and left.
Yeah, it looks like he came in and left. He might be
Oh,
having technical issues.
there he is.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
How's it going, man? All right.
Yeah. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. Oh, I'm doing good, man. What are we talking about?
We were just talking about Lacey and her reporting of people and her hypocrisy. Lacey Green.
Lacey Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She.
I mean, God, man. Yes.
She
She has her agenda, and she's just gonna stick to it.
Yeah,
But-
she's not coming up off that anytime soon.
No. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it would be okay if she had her agenda and she was just, kind of sitting over there harmless in the corner. But the problem is she's going around and teaching people, college kids things and high school kids things, and she's actually affecting people. That's a big problem.
The high school kids and the college kids, I think, is one thing. But I think if you start to go lower than like grade school and you're trying to teach kids some of this stuff, I think that's where you got to draw the line.
Whoa. Don't die.
And I think he just died. He just got Hillary Clinton. Oh, he's back.
I'm here.
I definitely think it's when you start going below like elementary school that what you're doing is just indoctrinating children at that point.
Oh, yeah, like that Queer Kids
Exactly.
show. Oh, my God.
This doesn't happen, though. This doesn't happen in regular American schools.
It
This is-
wouldn't surprise me if it did.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's like a people are just making this shit up. Like it is something that people need to think about. But when it comes down to like grade school kids and American schools and stuff like that, it's got absolutely no impact on it whatsoever.
Well,
It
I
doesn't-
think
it doesn't have any impact on it. I mean, I've got two kids. I've got one kid in school right now, and he's in second grade. Never doesn't get impacted by this
well,
kind of
I
shit
think
whatsoever, and he's not likely to get impacted by it until
Okay, well, so maybe not in school, but
maybe when he's like 50.
what about the media?
because
He
if
doesn't
it's
watch-
coming from school and the media, they're getting hit in every direction.
Kids, no, you see, the kids don't watch the media.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well,
They don't. I'm talking like the impressionable ages of 7 to 10 years old. They don't get impacted by it whatsoever at all. Kids at that age have got absolutely no idea.
they don't even
all
think
about
about it.
No, it's nothing. Nothing. They don't give a shit at all. All
Right.
they
I
want
wonder-
about you know, kids at that age are all they're worried about is playing Minecraft and shit like that. You know, going scouts and whatever. You know, whatever the kids, you know, whatever the parents are like trying to get them to do.
I wonder how many. I wonder how many kids actually watch queer kid stuff.
None.
How many of it are people like us?
No, it's just you know, like kids at that age, even American kids, right? All they're bothered about is just having a good time and no interest in social politics or anything like that. I mean, if you kid yourself, yeah, but if you kid yourself thinking that it's going to be like, you know, I don't know, 10 to 12-year-olds that are going to be affected by social justice and stuff.
I think that's when they start getting the inkling.
They've got absolutely no idea, and they don't care either.
I think you're right, where they are spending most of their time thinking about Minecraft. That's probably true.
Well, I mean, I say Minecraft. I mean, just
I think it's actually Minecraft.
Well, yeah, it probably is. I mean, yeah, you're right. But mostly they don't think about anything. They're just 12-year-old kids or 10-year-old kids or 8-year-old kids or whatever. They don't care. They don't care.
Well, what about okay, so they see stuff on like Disney Channel and things like that. That's teaching them their values and their morals. They're picking that up from their favorite character in a Disney Channel show.
Okay, well, name me one Disney character that has any kind of morals that we would object to, because there aren't any.
Well, so I can't necessarily say that I know
there aren't any. There are none.
I think we can all object to Cruella de Vil's morals.
Right. But no, okay, so like when a good example of this, because I don't have any on the SJW front because I haven't been watching recently since this all took off. But
okay.
My sister's behavior in particular, I know, was affected by the way the kids in Disney shows on Disney Channel in particular would subvert their parents, and their parents were portrayed as dumbasses, just constantly dumb all the time. And that actually compelled at least a couple kids I know of to be more dishonest since they started watching those shows. So it does have some kind of effect when it comes to morals. So if that's being put in shows kids are watching, then they're definitely going to be affected a bit by it.
Okay, well, do you have parents? I'm sorry. Do you have kids yourself?
Oh, no, I don't.
No.
Well, I do, right?
Right.
So I've got a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old that are very much in that demographic. And we, as parents, kind of limit what they watch.
Right, yeah.
Or should I say, we limit what they get to watch.
Right, yeah.
Right. There's certain things that we don't like. There's certain things that us as parents don't like. And there's certain things we do like as parents that we think is giving our kids the right message.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they're fucking watching. We're still their parents, and we're still going to enforce what we think is the right thing.
Right.
Now, I'm obviously from England and stuff like that, and my parental perceptions will be different to my wife's because she's from West Texas, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, we come to a consensus where we don't like them watching certain things. I can't actually think what we don't want them to watch, but we're very selective with what we do want them to watch.
Right.
If you know what I mean? Right. We limit how much TV they watch in the first place. And what they do watch then is, you know, what we want them to watch. It's not going to be something that it's difficult to explain that, because when you're a parent, you don't want them watching dumb shit.
Right, yeah.
Or what we would perceive them watching dumb shit. Like there's one thing that my wife fucking hates them watching. She would never watch it, and I can't actually think what it is. But it's like SpongeBob SquarePants type thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't want them watching that. She doesn't want someone watching SpongeBob, but she will want them watching. Well, she doesn't want them watching, but if they do end up watching Mickey Mouse or something like that, then that's fine. Because it's kind of insipid and it doesn't really mean anything. It's just
right. Yeah.
But the SpongeBob stuff is like more anarchic.
yeah,
And you know what I mean? It's like so she doesn't really want them watching that, and I personally wouldn't have a problem with them watching that.
mm-hmm.
But she doesn't. But she doesn't want. So you get that kind of thing with the parent.
Yeah,
like child dynamic that you have one parent that doesn't mind them watching something, and then the other parent doesn't want them watching it. It's
mm-hmm.
But you get that as you grow older. It's
yeah.
I think TV shows and media can have. I think they can have an effect on kids if they're exposed to certain things.
Yes, they can. Yes, you're
but I think
right.
most of the kids' cultural and political stuff is going to be from the parents and hearing the parents, because when kids are little and they don't really know what it is yet, and even into their early to late teens, they're just going to parrot what their parents say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not educated enough to form an opinion, so they're just going to parrot whatever they hear around the house.
Yeah, except for that one kid who got kicked out of his house for voting for Trump in his school's mock election.
Oh, that video. Oh my God, that part
Jeez.
pissed me off so bad.
Oh, I felt so bad for that kid.
I really and truly hope somebody called CPS on that one, because
totally. Yes.
she clearly did that with no educational, however you can educate someone, intent.
No.
That was completely malicious to that little kid who had no idea.
Yeah.
But you see, as a parent, I wouldn't ever do that for a split second. But
you might want to.
No. Well, yeah, I guess. But you get those parents that want to incite their feelings on their kids.
Yeah. They want to make them feel that way so that they don't do it again.
Yeah, which is really fucking strange, because I would never do that to my kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a 7-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. I mean, the 3-year-old girl's irrelevant because she's fucking mental anyway.
She doesn't know anything.
and she is mental. She really is crazy.
I think all 3-year-olds are a little crazy.
It's fantastic. I fucking love it. But don't incite your. But this is the thing, like, it's very, very difficult to not infer your feelings onto your children, being
right.
what they are, political or whatever it is, right? It's really difficult to not do that, or how you believe you should be treated as a kid. You get that a lot, right? But you end up inferring that on your kids. You kind of project it onto your kids.
Yeah,
it's really strange that you do it, right, as a parent, but you do it without even realizing it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure that happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I had another parent in here, and I don't feel like that I have, but if there was another parent in here with kids, they'd go like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know. And it's difficult. It's difficult when you've got kids, man. It's difficult, especially when they're becoming like young thinking people, like my son, 7, 8. He's like, shit, man, you're coming out with thoughts that I would come out with. It gets more difficult as they get older, and you have to treat them just more like an adult.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's how they get independence, and eventually
that's right. Yeah.
They'll start to get their own independent thought. And
my son's already got that, and that's the thing. It's like, where are you getting this thought from? Is it from me? Is it from my wife? Is it, I don't know. It gets really confusing. It gets kind of scary as well.
I think some kids are smart. They're aware of the world around them. And some kids are like drywall paste.
Yes.
No idea of anything that goes on.
I was talking to the parent because I think you're talking like a parent.
I've just been around kids always.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, "Are you even in the room with me?" What are you?
Yeah, it's just, oh, Jesus.
When I was growing up,
it's awkward.
It's very awkward.
When I was growing up, I'd just sit there watching Fox News all day.
I was never doing that. I was a kid in England, so
yeah. I was watching the news, and I was just taking in all these different opinions and all these different thoughts, and I developed a pretty solid opinion pretty quickly. Like
yes, Yes, I did that with religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, religion was an early thing for me because I was brought up in a Catholic family.
Oh,
And
God.
when I reached like second grade, I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! This kind of seems like bullshit."
yeah.
I was brought up in a no religion family, and well, I wasn't even brought up in a no. No, I don't even know if it was. I was brought up in a no nothing kind of relationship as far as religion was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom was irrelevant to to religion. She didn't give a shit about it.
Yeah,
My dad was the same, so it's pretty easy to not be religious.
right.
So that's how I was brought up. Religion has played no part in my life whatsoever.
Yeah.
Up until me meeting a friend whose mother was religious. Right, and she was majorly religious.
That must have seemed pretty crazy to you.
Oh, it's fucking yeah! It was. It was absolutely mental to me.
Yeah.
But you kind of still have to work it out in your own head. Even as a kid, you've got to kind of think, "Well, is this real?" I think that's the main thing that kids work out is like, is this actually real life, or is this magic, or is this like spiritual? Well, no, spiritual was never even entered the equation really, but it was more. I mean, it was more of is it okay? So to me, it was does a Ouija board work?
Yeah.
That was my thing, right? If a Ouija board is real, then the whole religious thing is real, and then everything else is real.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So,
Good.
So I remember when I was, I had some friends saying, "Well, we're going to get a Ouija board together, and we're going to do this thing." So my thought was, if the Ouija board ends up being real, right? So if the thing moves itself and all that kind of crap, then everything else, the God, the Holy Spirit, the magic, the whole kind of
it's all real.
It's all real.
Right.
It's all real if this happens.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
It didn't work.
No, probably not. Maybe you just weren't trying hard enough.
Right. Maybe.
So
I had to. God.
So that was my that was my epiphany, right?
Yeah.
If this magic works, then if magic is real, then yeah, God is real and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And none of it was.
Yeah.
And that was my last throw of the dice. Because even prior to that, I was thinking, this is all bullshit. Right. But I thought, well, if the Ouija board works, if that kind of shit works, then yeah, all right, I will give it another shot. No. Didn't work.
Looks like I'm going to have Bearing for On the Spike.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Bearing's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a cunt, but he's a good guy.
Well, yeah, you see, yeah, Bearing's awesome. He is. I mean, yeah, Bearing is a good guy. This is the thing. There's certain people you should associate with online, and certain people you shouldn't.
Right. Yeah.
Bearing is definitely someone you shouldn't associate with.
No, Bearing's all right.
No, I really like Bearing. He's been really cool to me. When I started out, he followed me on Twitter pretty quickly. I mean, he's just, even though he's not actually been involved in a lot of what I've done, he's shown his support, which is something he didn't have to do. So,
yeah, the thing about Bearing is he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If he thinks you're a good guy, then yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah. So, okay. There was something I wanted to bring up, but I think I forgot what I was going to say.
Was it drama?
No.
It's drama.
Actually, I think it was something to do with drama.
Ooh, awesome. Let's gossip.
Okay. So maybe not so much drama. This is what it was. I'm trying to find out from different people, because I read on Snopes that this is something that is actually likely. Donald Trump is considering doing a Muslim registry from terrorist hotbeds. So
bullshit.
You think it's bullshit?
100% bullshit.
Yeah,
okay.
Bullshit.
Because if it's true, then that's definitely something
No, it's
that
not.
that
It's
we would need to be speaking up about.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not.
if that were to be true, that would be awful. But I think that's 100% bullshit.
Okay, so it's just more smear tactics.
Of course.
Cool. Yeah, because I mean that had me worried, and like I said, I hadn't done my fact checking. I just looked it up on Snopes real quick. I was going to do a video about it, and that's when I was going to do my fact checking. Probably would have been thrown out.
No, that's bollocks, man.
Okay, good.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Not good.
Yeah.
No.
What was your moment that got you super into this stuff? Have you always been really into culture and politics, or did you have a moment where you're like, all right, I'm into this now?
For me, it was man. I've got so many moments of causing like drama, like major drama. I'm not talking, not you and your channel or anything like that, but like just causing major drama, like with Creationist Cat and stuff like that, and Devon and all that kind of shit. Yeah, I've been involved in all kinds of crap. Which was fun. It was fun at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, more or less like in the political, social, like arguments. Like, was there a moment where you thought, okay, I'm definitely more right leaning. I definitely am not happy with what feminism is doing, X, Y, Z. I'm a huge Black Lives Matter supporter. Or if you're not, was there a moment where you're like, this is where I stand on this?
Well, for me, I'm just going to jump in. No, because I'm totally left leaning anyway, and I'm a liberal, and I'm not a massive racist. So
Not a massive
racist.
I'm not going to be in favor of Black Lives Matter, right? And I'm not going to be in favor of all this white supremacy crap. I mean, it is all noise, really.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it really is. It's just a lot of people causing drama for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just talking to Brad about this. Good.
Well, I'm just saying that. Well, no, there hasn't been a particular one moment. No, for me personally.
What about me?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, kind of like what he was saying, there's just been different little nicks, pokes with a needle. I have always been the type to be outspoken about what I believe. I was in debate class. I mean, I'm all about making my point known. And I'm also a big believer in offense can only be taken and not given from me, because I'm just going to say something. I might be honest, I might be blunt, but I don't mean to offend you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And I would get in conversations with people, and it just started getting more and more that I realized that I can't speak. If I speak, I'm going to offend this person or that person, this person. And I'm starting to see it happen on YouTube and all this crazy shit all the SJWs are doing. And then I got told while I was at work, well, you can't really have an opinion on this because you're white and a man.
What?
Yeah. If I'd ever heard that at work, Jesus Christ, no.
That's ridiculous.
And
I'm so beyond that.
Yeah. So I said, this is bullshit.
I wouldn't. Fuck no.
Yeah, I almost went off on her because
I almost went off on her.
Yeah, almost, because I wanted to keep my job.
Needed the job.
I needed the job.
You see, I don't give a fuck, and I work for a massive company in it.
Yeah, I worked for a huge company, and my Twitter and my YouTube channel was not known to a single person.
Yeah, I don't care about that, though. I don't care, because there's nothing I say online that I wouldn't do offline.
Yeah.
I'm very much a pragmatist on that respect. I wouldn't say anything online that I wouldn't say offline.
Well, see, I'm the same way. I'll say everything in person, but the thing is like I kind of put a limit on that. If I'm on work time,
No,
I
I have
won't.
no limit. I have no
Yeah,
limit
yeah.
whatsoever.
Well,
Um,
I work for a retail corporation, so they would have just chucked me out without thinking twice.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh yeah, they would.
Well, for saying what you thought you wanted to say.
Not for anything. They fire people left and right for the smallest things. I was
Well-
taking no chances.
Let me give you a story, okay? Here's something that happened. I was working for a big company, and I was like, we were working in the mailroom, and so we were listening to music, and the song from The Lion King came on someone's playlist. And so one of my coworkers happens to be black. And he said, I really like this song. And I said, yeah, it brings you back to home. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I
jeez.
grew up as a kid with mom, home watching Lion King. He took it a totally different way.
Oh, man.
I was in the supervisor's office within 15 minutes. I had a final write-up.
Jeez.
It was that intense. I'm like, I didn't even mean anything by that. I was just, what that was a song that I heard all the time when I was a kid, when I was at home with mom.
I work for AT&T, right?
Okay, yeah.
Now, there's no way that would happen.
Really?
Hey, I have your cell phone, sir.
No, not in a million fucking years.
Huh.
Well, then you must just work with a bunch of cool people because
No, it's not. No. We have the policies that we have are company wide, from West Coast to East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same fucking thing. No, it's if you work for a small company, I guess if you work for some fucking knobhead corporation, but with AT&T, no.
This was a big insurance company. It was.
No, I can say anything I like. I'm not slagging off AT&T because it's a company I work for. No.
Mega Man EXE says, dude, no. When by a black man, just say yeah, unless you know him well. And that's coming from a black man that offends black people.
No, you see, that whole racist fucking thing with regards to like employment and stuff like that, absolute fucking bollocks. Complete bollocks. No. AT&T, I mean, and we employ 250,000 people in this country, at least.
I'm not going to say where I worked, but it rhymes with Shmeshmai, and it's an electronics retailer. Just in case I might want to work there again. Sometime.
Is it Best Buy?
I can't confirm nor deny that.
Okay.
But it is.
I've heard Best Buy. I've heard Best Buy's employment policies are a little bit suspect.
It's very suspect. And I was just eggshells. I would walk on eggshells all day there. And there'd be just days where I wouldn't talk to anybody because I don't know. People will turn around and say stuff, even if you didn't say anything. They'll go to the manager and say stuff. It's just best to mind your own.
Yeah, you can get a bad manager and stuff like that. But I mean, from my point of view, I'm a salesman at AT&T, and I sell stuff. So if I can sell better than anybody else, there's really not much they can do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
so
true.
I'm not stealing. I'm not stealing from the company. I'm not doing anything.
Right. No, I will give you that 100% because when I worked for a company and I was making buku bonus because I was selling so much, I could have shit on the floor and they probably would have kept me.
Yeah. It's just that's the thing. If it's corporate.
Well, yeah, you salesmen. I was the person who would set up the displays.
Oh,
so
God.
they needed me, but until after their audits, and then they're like, well, F you.
Well, that's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you've got skill. You've got limited skills, is what it is.
Yeah,
but that is corporate America. That's just I don't see it.
Bottom line. It's literally the bottom line.
Right, and I don't see a problem with it.
But do you think that if somebody caught you saying stuff they didn't like on the internet, and you just said where you worked, and they turned around and were like, all right, well, I'm going to complain to the company. Do you think your company would back you up?
All right, so somebody could do that with me. I've been on Hangouts with 20,000 views, saying I work for this company and blah 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 blah. No, there's nothing I say online that I would be ashamed of saying offline.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying you'd be ashamed of it. I was saying if somebody still got triggered, they went to your company.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
You think the company would back you and tell them to go fuck themselves?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I should try to get a job at AT&T.
It's not that.
It's his irreplaceability.
Yeah,
it's not even that. It's like, can we just get a grip? Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who gives a fuck that somebody's offended somebody else? Right. As long as you're adhering to company policies and all that kind of shit. Right. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. Are you good at your job? Are you good at your job? One, two, three. Are you good at? Are you either good at your job or you not?
Yeah.
I am personally fantastic at my job. Right.
Right.
I was very okay at my job.
Right. Okay. So you can be really good at your job, or you can be just cracking on and getting it done.
Right. I was the only one there to do it.
Right.
So
fantastic.
I think that's why they kept me as long as they did.
Yeah.
Right. Now I am one of those people that are the top 1% of job wise. With what you do at your job. I'm really, really fucking good at what I do. Not everybody can be really, really fucking good at what they do.
No. Somebody graduated last in their dentist field, their dentist school.
Yeah, somebody had to have.
Yeah.
There's always a bottom if there's a top.
Yeah, of course. Right.
Yeah.
Some people have to be shit. Some people have to be blah, blah, blah. Right. I was one of the ones that were really, really good. That doesn't cut me any slack.
Right.
Doesn't mean to say that if I end up being shit on my job, I'm going to be giving someone else.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
that's true.
But, if you are a top performer at your job, you are going to be cut some slack.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's going to fucking work, because everybody knows around you that you're really good at doing your job. You're going to be under scrutiny, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because people know you're just going to get on there. You're just going to turn up, and you're going to be on time, and you're going to do your job, and you're going to do it really fucking well.
Yeah.
And some people will do that. I am one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not like that. Some people are just turn up for the jobs and just going to be shit.
Yeah. Some people just show up to get the paycheck.
That's
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the people who drag
that doesn't need scrutiny. That doesn't need scrutiny. People know this already.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
business
that makes sense.
Right. And business knows this, and it's a case of cutting out the slack. You just get rid of the people that you don't want. You get the people that you do want, and that's the end of the day. That's all you need to do. It isn't difficult to do.
It's just business.
Well, what happened to that one chick? She was on a flight to Africa, and she tweeted some shitty joke about AIDS. And wasn't she a reporter or something? She must have been a good reporter. They canned her anyway.
I don't know.
I gotta find it. I hope I don't get AIDS.
I mean, there's an exception to every. There's an exception to every rule. But
Sacco.
In most cases, if you are good at your job, there's a lot you can do before they'll let you go, especially if you actually didn't mean offense.
It's not even that. It's not even that.
I think I definitely think intent has a role.
But who does that in the job? That doesn't happen.
Yeah, nobody's actually trying to be a racist son of a bitch.
Right, but nobody's like, who the fuck do you know, right, that's gone into their job and just getting on with the job and doing the job, and suddenly they're into some misogynistic argument.
Right.
Right? That never fucking happens.
You're just doing your job. Like, by the way, women suck.
Whoa, who's this fucking woman? What?
Oh,
that never happens.
Oh, and Barb, make me a sandwich, by the way.
Right, exactly. Never happens. What's
that famous Cenk Uygur line? Go make me a ham sandwich. Yeah, just pull one of those in the fucking office.
So I'm a nerd, and this reminds me of a joke. There was, do you guys, either of you know Linux?
No.
Not enough to
Well, then it'd be
probably get it.
pointless. No, never mind. That would fall flat.
You got to tell the joke now.
Okay, so the joke is this guy says to his wife, "Make me a sandwich," and she goes, "Excuse me," and she starts ranting at him, and he goes, "Pseudo, make me a sandwich," and she goes and makes the sandwich.
You're right. It did go over my head.
Yep.
It is
So-
a joke.
Yeah, it's how on Windows when you allow administrator privileges.
Yeah.
In Linux, that command is basically the same thing, and it then tells the program, "Hey, I'm master of you, so do it."
Nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Nerd.
I'm a nerd.
Oh man, that
Yeah, I'm more for the laugh. Really.
Yeah.
it was a joke. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It met joke requirements.
So I'm going to cut this a little bit short. I have an interview with Bering in about 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, lucky you for Rizzle.
So I'm excited. So I want to prepare for that.
Don't worry, I'll troll this train.
Oh, please
I'll
do.
be in the stream as well.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll put
You're
your
welcome.
channel link in my description as well, Skullduggery.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, no problem. You
Thanks
guys
for having
have,
me, man.
yeah, you
Always a
guys have a
pleasure.
great day.
Always a
All right, you
pleasure.
too, boss.
All right. Bye.
Later.